Hello and welcome to chapter 21 of Bookish After Dark. Today's episode we are talking about Crawl by Audrey Rush. Now you may be asking, how many books have you read by Audrey Rush at this point? Well, this would have been the fourth spoken about on the pod.
I'd say so.
The fourth.
I think it's fourth on the
I'm
pod.
pretty sure it's the fourth.
I think I've read 5.
Ooh, which one have you read that hasn't been on the pod?
Wait, hold on. Skin, Morsel, Crawl, My Girl.
My Girl. I think that was it, wasn't it?
They've all been on, yeah.
Obviously, we're just like massive fans.
I know. Can't stop, won't stop.
Obviously.
No.
So, as always, we are going to go through the triggers. So, weirdly, there aren't that many for this book.
Yeah, I realised that.
Well, it's not her like erotic horror, is it? It's more just a...
Yeah, but still stalker. Yeah. It's a dark stalker romance. You'd expect more than 8.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like super dark. But maybe...
For like normal people, yes, it would be.
Yeah, I think I've just been... George tainted me, so I'm blaming that.
There's some dark stuff in this book. And like, I don't know if it's because she's just kind of lumped them together into big categories or not, but we've got serial killer, graphic violence, stalking, dubious and non-consent, subjective, stalking, irredeemable main characters, sexual assault of the heroine by secondary characters as a minor, and cheating, heroine's ex cheats on the heroine.
Well,
so, yeah.
well.
There's the shopping list.
That's like a quick...
The blurb is a nice short one. There is no right or wrong, only her. When I first see Remedy, I know she's mine. I stalk her for months, learning her desires and secrets, until I know exactly what she craves. She needs pleasure ripped from her soul, like it doesn't belong to her anymore. The only way to get my mind off her is to take another life, and yet I know she's taking my life one breath at a time. But I don't care. I'm going to give Remedy exactly what she needs, and I'll kill anyone who gets in my way. One day, Remedy will crawl, offering everything to me, even her life. But my biggest mistake will be offering her my love, because if this is love, it will kill us.
Well served. Well.
So, as always, overall thoughts and rating on the book, please. Who wants to go first?
Who wants to go first? Because I can already guess our stars.
I will. So, I gave it 4 stars.
Right.
Now you've reminded me what I didn't like about it. Well, actually, no. I won't phrase it like that.
No.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's that I read it and I didn't have like this... So with dark romance, I tend to find it doesn't really make me feel things like a romance or something like that would. Like, I don't feel emotional or happy or angry or anything like that. I feel very like my emotions are very stable throughout.
They're just,
Yeah, the thing with dark romance is, for me, for it to be a 5-star, it's got to hook me and keep me there. And I found that there were times where I was like not that bothered about picking it up.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm at 5. Like, as much as I did, my laptop keeps wobbling. Apologies. As much as I did enjoy it and I thought it was good, I just think for me, it just wasn't like I couldn't give it 5 because I gave That Sick Love 5 stars.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. That's
the standard.
This Haunting Adeline, That Sick Love, things like that are just like, it's got to be there.
I already know, because we're reading it currently. I already know that this is likely to be 5 stars. Like, we're currently buddy reading this. live on TikTok. And I've had to put this down for 4 days. I think it's 4 days.
Yeah, about.
And I just am obsessively thinking about wanting to go back to it.
Well, yeah, because
she's getting the withdrawal.
I didn't get that from.
Yeah.
I didn't get that feeling. And that's why it's not a 5 for me. But yeah.
I like that it was.
I rated it.
It was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can get on board with that.
But I just think I really like Audrey's writing styles and how sort of in depth and into sort of the psyche of them that she goes.
She is really good at that.
And that's why I really enjoyed it. Like I didn't read this as like a dark romance. I read this almost like a thriller. Because it was one of those, it's like, oh my god, who is he? Well, if it's not him, it's him. Oh my god, who is it? And I was trying to like play alongside Remedy to try and figure out who
was
he is, and if he is doing the things that you think he's doing. So I think that's why that's definitely why I rated it a 5.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. It was like the spice was there. It was hitting. But yeah, it was the whole plot to it. I think Audrey's books go heavy on like plot twists, and whichever book you read from hers, you're constantly like, well, you know, you could think one thing and then the book will completely do a 180 on you, and you're like, oh, turns out I had it all wrong. But that was me during this. I got like halfway and I was like, this dude isn't who he says he is. And then I'm like, well, who is he? And then that just sort of kept me going. But there was a bit of a lull. I will give it that.
Yeah.
Which I was a bit like, I didn't feel like I was dragging through it. It was more of like, I could have bypassed it.
Yeah.
Like, it could have just gone, and I wouldn't have been bothered. And then I got to the end and I was like, it all makes sense.
It was one of them where you go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
Hiding the breadcrumbs throughout, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Just a little, you know.
Like, especially at the start, like when Remedy meets him for the first time, like there's a bit there, and then you kind of don't get any information about that towards the middle, and then at the end you're like, oh yeah.
She might as well have just gone here.
Yeah.
We can all of this. You know, here's a little something, and then here is all the plot twist that's going to smack you in the face.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I found that the name is really apt, because I was expecting crawl as in like crawl to me, but no, it's crawl as in crawl space.
Crawl space. He's in your fucking walls.
He's in your walls, literally, and figuratively as well.
And I think it was like, we've had like, I'm trying to think of what we've had on, but we've had like stalker books. But like, obviously stalker books, whereas he's obviously in the walls of her house for months, and she's got no idea.
Yeah, I think the last stalker one that we had on was That Sick Love. That was our last stalker romance that we had on it.
And the thing is with Arrow, he made it known.
Yeah, he's like, here's
stalking her.
Here's a little gift for you.
Yeah, here's something. Whereas Cash is just like fucking miming the walls. Yeah.
She's got no idea he's there. She's got no idea she's even got a walker.
No.
She's just going about her daily life, and he's like
in the walls.
But I will say,
sweating his back out, stood between them walls.
He does make her crawl when they're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But a different kind of crawl.
That is my favourite. That makes me want for...
He literally puts her on a fucking leash. and like
and
crawls
she's
her around. Well, she's blindfolded, isn't she? She's basically stalkers in the middle of this car park, and he's like,
she's like, ow, got
ow,
gravel rash on my knees.
I am gonna bruise.
I'm gonna need a plaster for this.
Just if you got a pair of tweezers, just need to get some stones out of my knees.
And have you got any Sudoku because my knees are killing?
So I need a bath.
Yeah.
My knees hurt.
I think antibiotics for how dirty that floor is.
I've got a boo-boo on my knees.
Oh,
I feel like sort of when the plot twist sort of like drops and he gives her his little gift that's not so little, and it's just sort of like, here, have this to fix your trauma.
The little
nothing more.
The little familial gift.
Yeah, and you know, the one that definitely turns her into a criminal.
Yeah. She goes from like wanting to avenge her best friend of basically like, your boss has like assaulted you, I will go out of my way to get rid of him. And then all of a sudden she's like, whoa, I'm gonna murder my stepdad.
And then bang you in his blood afterwards.
Yeah, no worries. No problem.
It is mad. Like, my kind of gut feeling when I started reading it, and there was that whole kind of narrative about her friend and like her avenging her friend and stuff. Like, because of the way that she wrote it and about Cash not, you know, there's something being off about Cash and like the way that it's like he didn't do it, but she knows that he did because he, like, she's been told by her friend. But then you end up realising that actually he didn't do it, but it's the why.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, she kind of like, she steers you away from the truth by kind of giving you an inclination that actually maybe it's not true and that a friend made it up because he's so like...
That's exactly what I thought of it, because I was reading it, and then obviously you meet Cash and you obviously see him as her boss. You know, you're none the wiser. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how can I be attracted to a man that's willingly done something like that?
Yeah, no, I was in the exact same boat.
But what if he hasn't?
Mm-hmm. But then you get to where they do the nasty, and it just says, "My girth is wide, riveting a soda can," and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, that is too big."
No permission from you.
Everything is closed. It is not open. Turn around. Go home.
Denied.
No access.
Because
you are not.
They don't.
Not even the no, don't do it. But really, you want them to know, like, genuinely, just don't fucking come near me with that.
No.
Yeah.
That thing is a weapon. And
anaconda up and put it back. Fucking snake charming over here.
However, I'm going through my highlights and some of the notes that I've like added into.
Mm-hmm.
I highlighted on page 75 apparently, and the highlight is, and I spit again and she swallows it down. Such a needy, desperate little slut. And my note is just new kink unlocked.
Yes. I am open and ready. Make sure you get my tonsils right at the back.
I did one. And then the bits I highlighted were, I want my dick so deep inside her cunt that my width rips through her esophagus. Fuck, I want to destroy her. And then you can spit in me all you want, but make sure you're going to swallow my spit like it's the last drink you'll ever have. And then she feels so good. My first kill, like an adrenaline rush of almost getting caught, like the car crash where I finally killed my foster mum after she molested me.
So I've got that. Everything. I highlighted that bit, and my thing is, well, we just need more information. I was like, more information. Come on, you can't drip feed me this. No.
Yeah, you can't just like throw that in and be like,
We can't just bypass it. We can't just put it under the rug.
But I will say, he is like something else. So I've got a bit highlighted here. I highlighted quite a bit from this page. And I'd just like to hear your thoughts. I'd just like to hear your thoughts.
Go on.
I don't hate you, I say. I keep riding her cunt, splitting her apart. No, I fucking need you like you need me. I've been fucking myself every day and night. The anger in your bright green eyes, the slippery pussy, your smooth, tight little ass, the purple lipstick matching your face when I choke you, and damn it, the smell. When you're wet or nervous, you smell like tangy peaches. Those tattoos on your stomach and pussy. Like you're such a bad girl, or the skeleton tattoo on your back, like they mean something, like they're us, because that's all we are. It doesn't matter who I am to you, because we're just bones. And I own you, Remedy. My hips pulsate, my cock swelling bigger inside of her tight walls, her face contorting in pain. She's breathing less, waiting for me to finish her off. Now you're going to come on my dick whilst I choke you.
We love a hand necklace.
My only note in that was just, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Stand the fuck down.
Sit down. Down, boy. Down, boy.
I hate it. I hate it when they describe the vagina like that.
Slippery and smelling like peaches. If she smells like peaches, what body wash is she using?
Yeah,
I know, it's not the body fog, I'll tell you that.
That will definitely give a thrush, just FYI, if she's using a peach.
Thrush check!
Yeah.
I have no idea what number one.
You know, if she's got a little perfume for a vagina, then...
Oh, yeah. Mason's on the move, I trust him.
Sack it. It's just this, but the thing is, he just screams mummy issues. I've noticed that all of Audrey's men have mummy issues.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. And Remedy is just full on like, you know, she knows that he loves her. And he's like, I can't do it. It's too much.
Yeah, because doesn't she say, like, you just can't admit that you love me?
Yeah, she basically says, you love me, Cash. You love me so much that it terrifies you. And then he's like, if this is love, then it's going to kill us. And it's like, well, mate, drop your baggage off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have at it.
Because it's one of those, by that point, she's killed her stepdad. Because that was a gift to her.
Mm-hmm. Standard practice.
She's also now then at this point.
She's also been in a cage.
Yeah.
And he puts her in a cage. And he's
also,
like,
she killed the copper as well, didn't she?
That's her life.
Because she killed the copper as well. She ran over him.
Yeah.
Not just the one hit. She
backwards. Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of this dude.
She made sure that he was not functioning anymore.
Yeah. He literally became the tread on her tyres.
Yeah.
And he did.
Quite literally.
And fucking Ash is like, oh my god, this is the woman of my dreams.
Oh my god. It's just heart eyes. Just heart eyes.
Yeah.
I just can't so much. I'm so glad that they didn't go with like the whole cage thing, because that would have really annoyed me if that was like the ending of their relationship, was that she was just in a cage all day every day, because she's got quality. Like, she's a strong woman, and for her to cower in a cage all day, I was like,
I did like the whole
happen
with the ending. I liked the whole sort of going off into the whole like Bonnie and Clyde type going off into that. I loved that so much.
That Bonnie and Clyde shit.
Yeah.
Honest to God, because he's just like, this bitch is my ride or die. She's run this dude over. She's killed her stepdad. I've had her in a cage. She's got glass knees.
Mm-hmm.
What more could he want?
Yeah.
You know.
Where would you guys, because obviously I've only read 2 books by Audrey Rush, so out of the 2 that I've read, this is obviously my top choice.
Right.
Where does this sit with you in terms of audiobooks? I know that all the other ones are very different, but because obviously you've given them all 5 stars.
Yeah, but it's 5-star for a different reason.
I've read an Audrey book that we've not had on here, and that was pretty excellent. So I'm going to include that one also. I put this, if we were having a little table, little chat,
little like ranking system.
Yeah, I would put.
Start bottom first.
Right, we'll do bottom first. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would put this bottom because it's not as deprived of as the other stuff. So I would put this. Then I would go Grave Love, and then I would do Skin. Then I would do My Girl,
and then Morsel's the top dog. No, because I completely agree.
Yeah. Love.
So Grave Love it's like there's a duology of it, but it's like 2 different people, and in that one she is she's like a mortician type deal, and he is the one that burns the peeps. So and she is very suicidal, and obviously because they both work in the same place, that's the only time they end up meeting each other. And the girl in it, I can't remember her name, but she dresses in the corpse's clothes.
I thought you were going to say Skin then, so that's a lot better than where I thought I was going to go.
She was done. No, it's quite tame. I'm saying tame. I'm lying to you. She dresses in the corpse's clothes, does a little downward diddle while she's dressed as these dead people, and obviously he.
Wait, hang on. Downward diddle.
A little,
No
you
diddle.
know, little downward diddle.
Playing the fiddle while she's bored.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
So she's doing that. He spots her and he's like, whoa, I'm into that. She's kind of cool. You know, and then obviously he makes like this pact with her of like, if she's not committed suicide by this certain age, he will do it for her. But he's trying to convince her that life is worth living. And he gets her in all sorts of positions and all sorts of bodily fluids and grave plots.
That's quite a interesting concept for a book.
Yeah, it was done really well because obviously the FMC in it is very much just like, I'm done, I've had enough, I'm working day-to-day job, it's not doing anything for me. Whereas he's like, no, you don't understand, like, that your life is worth living. But he's like, if I can't convince you and you come to this certain age, I will do it for you.
That is a really cool concept.
Mm.
And that was the first book I read of Audrey's, and then I went into Skin after that.
I just started straight off with Skin, devoured it within a night, and now I'm like, because me and Jordan, because we're both on her Facebook page, we're both on Audrey's Facebook page, and she keeps dropping these teasers for the founder's story from Skin.
Yeah.
And I'm like gnawing at the bars of my enclosure, just like grabby hands, just
gimme.
And I feel like Morsel's definitely my top dog when it comes to like Audrey books, just because I'd never read anything like it. And I've never actually felt like physically sick whilst reading a book. But I did read in Morsel. But I had a great time reading it.
I don't know, because I think she can do both. She can do like the really, really graphic to the point where it's like, why the fuck am I reading this? But then she can switch it over to just being, obviously, as a serial killer.
Do you not think that? Because obviously, for me, like, obviously, I don't think you two are weird. I think you're like, you like really, really, really dark books. Obviously, I don't, but I appreciate the fact that there are books out there that are dark enough for you, because I do honestly believe this, that you become so desensitized to the stuff that you're reading that you no longer get the same kind of hit from it when you're reading it.
Yeah. So, I completely agree.
Say, for example, The Haunting Adeline, when we were reading it on live the other day, someone was like, oh, have you got to chapter 16 yet? Have you got to chapter 16 yet? And I was like, no. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, is that it? Because, yeah, okay, to other people that aren't avid dark romance readers that haven't read a lot of, like, it's like
it's a bit of a shock factor, isn't it? And I think when you do read these types of things, it's hard to come across one that really like
shocks you, and you're like, whereas I feel so Audrey, the more and more she's doing these, the more and more you guys are reading them, it genuinely is giving you that shock factor, because it's more and more disgusting.
Yeah. Like when I read Morsel, I knew what I was getting into.
Oh yeah.
Like just from the teasers and things like that. As soon as the trigger warnings was like cannibalism, I was just like, I already know what I'm going into.
Yeah.
But it's when you're in there.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's one of those, especially if like you've never really read Audrey's work before, you don't know how much detail she goes into. It's like with Skin, she goes into quite a lot of detail, and sometimes I'm like, where are you getting your sources? But like, I think it's
going for these.
I think it's how graphic she goes into it that I find really interesting. And I mean, like, like outside of reading, I'm a true crime girly through and through. I find that dead interesting. Like, give me a true crime doc, and I will happily curl up on the sofa, nice and snuggly, like I'm going to watch a Disney film. Instead, I'm listening about how a guy unalived like 15 people throughout like a year. But and I found that sort of transferred over into what I enjoy reading, because I just think I like that darkness. And now, like, so when this goes out, we might have already found the book, but you know, we said in our group chat the other day that me and George, we are on the hunt to see if we can find a book that breaks us. But I like the challenge of it. I like the challenge, and like being able to have those sort of like reactions on the whim whilst you're reading it, being able to be like, what the fuck am I reading?
Why am I this?
And then you have like a nice little like fluffy palate cleanser to be like, everything is fine.
The last book made me like what I was reading and like obsess over it, because I do find that for me, I never even thought about it before, but I struggle more and more when I read now, because like I read your guys' reactions when they're coming in, and you know, when I read the same book, I'm just like, my brain just doesn't do that. It just reads it, and then
I can read some books where I can just fly through it, and I'll tab stuff and things like that, but it's very much just like
whereas the last book I read
sleeping to no walls. Nice.
The last book that did that to me was That's It, Love. And that's why I loved it so much, because it made me feel like that.
Jessie is just perfection in her writing, and I actually can't wait to curl up and carry on with the book that I'm currently reading.
Which we're going to have to put on the pod.
Look at her, she's excited. Because I already know, like, I'm not even, I think I'm just about 10% into it. And I already know I want that book for my trophy shelf.
Yeah.
I need it. I want a little, like, Jessie shrine.
Yeah. I need to, like, sorry, baby boy. I'm sorry, Macy. He's under my desk, and it means I can't get close enough. But whenever because I have to lean, whenever I nod my head, I can see. Oh, sorry, getting distracted. But yeah, so
I did enjoy it though. But I enjoyed Crawl. But again, I didn't read it as a dark romance. So
it was different for me. Like, so because, like you say, all of the other stalker romances have kind of been like in your face,
aren't they?
Yeah. And this isn't, and then there's also the element of him pretending to be someone that he's not, which isn't in any of this either. And I found that quite interesting.
I think that's the first time I read something like that. Like, we've all read a stalker one, and they're always stood outside your window, like, come on in. Whereas this dude's just
he's already in. He's in your walls. He's staring at you.
He's already in. In fact, he owns the house that you're in.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, literally.
I own this house. I'm in your walls. I'm in your crawl space, and I will be in your internal walls if you don't shut up. But what more do you want?
Internal walls?
Yeah. You know.
There we go. So that was Crawl by Audrey Rush. That's ideal.
Excuse me, sir.
We're just wrapping up. Can you just hang fire?
Can you just wait like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Great.
just 1 minute. So that was episode 21 of Bookish Babes After Dark, Crawl by Audrey Rush. If you haven't listened to any of our previous episodes on Audrey Rush, I hope this one has convinced you to do so.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm sure she'll make another appearance at some point on this podcast.
When the next one comes out,
when we get the panda,
it'll be here.
It'll probably just be me and George reading it.
But yeah, we won't put her through.
No, let's not traumatise her any more than we have to.
I'm only a baby. I can't.
She's just a baby.
Just.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me. Quite down now.
Right. Perfect. But if you'd like to stay in contact with us, see what we're doing, maybe even join our book club, why not? We are active on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Fable, and Discord. We are getting there. We are on the second hand of numbers.
Even though there's noise. So Discord, you need to message one of us on any of our platforms if you want to join, and we can send you the link. The Fable, however, we are just Bookish Babes After Dark on Fable. So you can join us. We've currently got a poll going out for September, but you'll be way past that by the time this comes out. But our September book, which will either be Hollow or Her Soul to Take, we will be reading that for the book club. So come join us if you want to.
But even if you want to just have a natter with us, have a natter with us over on Discord. We don't bite.
No,
unless you like it. So,
unless you want.
However, on that note, we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out.